Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some reviews for a person in Trunks' FGC's Discord that was asking for help for some stuff. And I figured I might as well just do a video for them. You know, whether or not they want this to be made into a video, I'll probably just ask them. But worst comes to worst, they can just watch this VOD. So yeah, he sent me like 5 or 6 matches, so I'm probably just gonna go through. I think he's a platinum Juri, so he sent me 3 good matches, and then he sent me 2 bad matches, and then a close first to 3. All right, so this is a win. This replay is a win, so this is them in their opinion doing well. Alright, same as always, we're going to watch through the whole thing, and then after that, we'll go ahead and pause through it. Got the 3 stocks to start with, which is very good. Every low-level Akuma does that over here. Okay. Yeah, this is Juri point. Okay. Good combos. Burns yourself out, but throw. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the matches they said that they did well in, so. Nice. Drop. This guy's doing a lot of jabs into Tatsus. Jumping back. Good throw. Drive rush, yep. Should be able to get the kill here. Nice confirm. Nice. Didn't even need level 3. Okay. No DPOS, but otherwise nothing egregious. Clap. Anyways, so no, first for the game so far, it looked good. This match looked really well. So we're gonna go through this. So obviously, starting off here to begin with, backing off immediately, noticing that your opponent is walking away from you and getting a stock, perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing. You got your 2 stocks as soon as you needed them, and you got your 3rd one there. Definitely something you should be doing if you're playing Juri and your opponent's just letting you. So if your opponent's letting you get your stocks, do it every time. Jump fireball, got caught, not a big deal. Jumping in, gotta try to anti-air these, as always. Try to anti-air these jump-ins. You got good spacing, right? These aren't cross-ups, so be aware of them at all times. Especially at the rank at this rank, you want to be aware of a lot of people will tend to like walk back a little bit and then just jump forward, especially if you're throwing fireballs. So just be aware of that. Good jump out though. No punish here, and then I think you backdashed and then saw it and immediately went for DP. Maybe like your brain was like, oh, he jumped instead of did a DP. That's fine. Just be careful. Obviously, just a missed opportunity. Good pressure here. Yep, your opponent's pushing buttons. Great meaty. Good combo. Nice jump. Yep, spending it. Alright, and then you went for the... I would be careful, by the way, like, spending all your meter here, especially if it's not going to kill. Because if he had guessed correctly once and back thrown you, that might have been game for you. Because he was close to getting meter back. So just be very, very careful, like, expending your meter entirely like that. Your opponent was just mashing every single time, so it was fine. And the meaties were consistent, but all good. Good anti-air there. Yeah, Fervor Berry. Not much you can do there. Air to air. This guy's jumping a lot. Good blocks. I believe, was that one? That was heavy, so that was not punishable, but keep in mind that the Adamant Flame, if he does the heavy version and it's just the first one, like the first hit of it, it's -2. So it is technically your turn. Yeah, but you are out of throw range. Yeah, so be aware of this as well. Your opponent here did like crouching medium kick, immediately buffering light Tatsu every single time. So just remember that all of Akuma's Tatsus, you can crouch under them, no matter what. So if he does that, just wait until he's about to land and then do your move, because you'll get a landed punish counter on him instead. But, you know, as long as you're hitting him, that's also nice too. Just be aware of that. Adam and Flame again. Nice, took a turn back. Yeah, jumped here again. Like, I don't know if you got maybe scared of him doing like a drive cancel or something, but even then, I wouldn't jump. Just take the throw, right? Or just chill here, because he's just buffering crouching medium kick into light Tatsu every time. Yep, nice throw here. And it's down to pressure. Yeah, and these confirms are very solid too. Good stuff. These are very, very solid confirms. Cannot complain outside of that. Just a matter of just being careful with, you know, when you're playing defensively. Be patient, right? You got a lot of life. If your opponent's burnt out also, or close to burnout, right? Like, let them burn themselves out. Because you just need to make one good guess, and then you're good. So, either way, though. Nice stuff.
Let us begin.
All right, this is the loss.
Time to play.
See how this one goes. Sashimi Ryu. Start donkey kick. Sorry, I just had to breathe for a second, or like really just take that in. I love plat Ryus, man. They're great. Anyways, let's watch this whole thing. Okay, this guy's very aggressive. Backing off. Nice neutral gun. Okay. Reversal. Attack. Okay. A lot of jumping here. Okay, back throw. Opponent tried to do the fireball, I think. Ooh. Okay.
Round 2.
Alright, good throw. Big guy. Heavy Hasho into deep. Okay. Yeah, again. Go to DI. Okay, let's see the punish here. Okay. We're talking about a few things here. This kind of looks like it came down more to a scramble and less so, you know, you losing like neutral wise. I think it's just impatience here. So we'll go over this.
Time to play.
Okay, same thing as always. Starting off, backdash into Fujin stocks, perfectly fine, right? Especially as your first round. Generally, as Juri, you want to get these every single time. Totally fine. Of course, your opponent threw an EX Fireball. Not much you can do. I mean, especially if you're going for Fujin stocks, just be aware that some people will try and stop you from doing it. He spent 3 meter just to do that, and if you had back rolled here, he would not have been able to get up to you. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you need to keep space from your opponent, just back roll there. If you had back rolled, he spends 3 meter and doesn't even get Oki. So yeah, nice neutral jump. Yep, got him in the corner here. He's low on meter. So here he reversals you, right? And so here he's burnt himself out. He's made a huge gambit here. So you immediately jump, and this is okay, right? You're kind of keeping him in the corner here. You're staying under. Generally speaking, the rule of thumb, if you want to keep someone in the corner, is basically just where the numbers are or right behind the numbers. So I guess if my screen. So if you see my mouse on screen here, generally like right around here on this line is where you want to stand, if not right underneath the numbers, to keep your opponent in the corner, right? So if they forward jump, you can still anti-air. You're out of range of most normals, things like that. So just keep that in mind that you want to be like around here. Doesn't mean shimming in and out necessarily, but being around there is usually the best spot to be in. So, but he sweeps you. He goes for a side switch, so he gets out. And good tech there. Yeah, so here's the thing here, right? Like, so you're in the corner, and you're getting scared of what might happen here. Right? If you're in the corner here, he's still burnt out, right? He can't DI you here. There's not a lot of other options. He's probably gonna, if he's smart, he'll walk away from you. And then you're just back to neutral mid-screen. Which, no offense, you were winning in neutral, right? You're playing neutral pretty well in terms of like poking and whatnot, right? Throwing your own fireball and stopping his stuff. But you instead decide you need a jump here, right? You do another jump and then go for immediate dive kick, right? Because you're desperate to get out. You don't need to. Right? Again, he's jumping at you now like crazy. So now that he's hit you with a donkey kick, right? Like, now you just gotta hold this. Right? He's gonna do some random stuff on you. He's jumping a bunch. So you just gotta block. Right? And he just put himself back in the corner here for you, right? And so you're jumping away. Right? Just walk away. You don't need to jump. Like, when your opponent is in the corner, especially as Juri, walk away, throw... If you're mid-screen, it doesn't even have to be in the corner. If you're mid-screen or anywhere, right? If your opponent is just staying still like this, they're in the corner, back away, backdash, throw a fireball, right? Throw an EX fireball, throw a normal fireball, whatever, then walk behind it and move towards them, right? Because then they have to hold that fireball. If they jump at you, you DP them, right? If not, you know, you can fight them in neutral, get your plus frames from your fireball, all that kind of stuff. But here, again, you jump out, and then you jump back in, and you're not even in range here to jump. Right? You're not hitting anything out at this distance. Right? You're too far away. So there's no reason for you to jump here. Just stay still. Just chill. You might have less life here, but there are 65 seconds left, right? Your opponent has shown that they are incredibly crazy, and they're not willing to just sit down and just wait. Right? So he'll come to you, more than likely. And if he doesn't, then you slowly apply the pressure, right? You have better range pokes than he does in a lot of ways. All right, so yeah, he jumps out of the corner immediately because you jumped. DI. He gets you with that a lot. See, here you have a chance. You back throw. Big hit here. See, in this situation, more than likely, I would have suggested that you go for a level 1 combo here. If you'd done it earlier in the combo, you might have burnt him out, but not the end of the world. And again, be very careful autopiloting. You'll just get DI'd. Unfortunate, he DI'd you there. Yeah, but in these kinds of situations, it's always okay to kind of just sit back and kind of situate yourself and see how it's all playing out. You know, especially when you have a lot of time left and your opponent's in a disadvantageous position, right? If you both have full meter or whatever, right? Or even if you're down, especially, right? Like, if your opponent's not going to push anything or force anything, as Juri, you can always just take a step back, get some Fujin stocks, throw a fireball, walk behind it, right? But, like, just stay put, like, kind of just stay still for a second and, like, analyze the situation. What might my opponent do, right? You know, is my opponent going to jump out immediately, which this guy has been doing a lot? Is he going to try and do random drive rush? Is he going to do a random DI, right? These are all things that you can react to and stop him from doing if you keep your distance. So yeah, I go for full screen, round start DI. Good throw. Yeah, he backs out. And again, you jump here, right? There's... I don't know if you're going for a cross-up here. Maybe that was your first decision. So, like, right here, you go for a jump here. You don't need to, right? If you're trying to... If you didn't mean the cross-up, that's understandable. But even then, like, I would have just taken it, like, been very careful because you were pretty close there. So, you cross up here, he DIs you for free. Well, for free, but you obviously weren't aware, so. All right, you're in the corner. Now you got to hold this pressure. He DIs you again. Again, so you're seeing still right here. Another DI. Reacting a bit too late. So here you have him in the corner, right? You jump, he DPs. In this situation, you needed to level 3. You needed to level 3 here. 100%. Either level 3 or level 1 to burn him out. You needed to. Because you didn't, now you give him more options here on Wake Up. Even though your opponent is up around, if you have the ability to burn out your opponent and you know the optimal way to do it, you need to do it. Right? Burning out your opponent in this game is so important, and that will help you in this matchup a lot. Especially if Ryu can't like drive rush at you or throw EX fireballs, you know, to stop your Fujin stocks or anything like that. After that, then you just walk him down. Right? So again, because you didn't burn him out, right? He immediately EX DPs. So, and he gets a hit on you. And now you're in a very bad situation because any next guess that he does, you're probably only going to survive a jab here now, right? Any next guess that he does, he'll kill you. Right, and then crash him again. Like, in the grand scheme of things, especially when it comes to, like, this kind of play from your opponent on, like, them being very random and jumping around and whatnot. Yeah, 100% Prioritize burnout over damage, even Oki. Yeah, especially if it's not going to kill. Yeah, for sure. Right? Like, usually getting your opponent in burnout is just such a huge advantageous position to put yourself in. There's no reason not to do it. Yeah, so for like in this situation, right, when it comes to like Juri, especially when she has her stocks, so let's go put it like Ryu in the corner. We're in this situation here, right? You're in a position here to be able to DP as needed, right? You're in a situation here to be able to fight with your big buttons like heavy kick, right? You know, standing medium kick. Let's see, heavy punch, right? Like, you have so many buttons here that you can outrange Ryu with, especially, that there's no reason for you to really be jumping, especially in these kinds of situations. Like, Juri has good jump-ins and whatnot, but when your opponent is just kind of, like, being very sporadic and doing crazy stuff, like, just chill, right? Sit right here. Like, especially earlier in the game, in one of the matches, where you backed off, right? You jumped back, and you were over here, right? You're out here, and your opponent isn't moving. Throw a fireball. Right? Literally just throw a fireball. You throw a fireball, you walk behind it. Right? If your opponent does, you throw a fireball, you walk slightly, maybe walk back a little bit more, see what your opponent does. Right? If your opponent jumps at you, you just DP them. If your opponent does nothing, right, then you can just drive rush behind it after. Right? Like if he just stays still, you drive rush. Right? You have so many options, especially once your opponent is in the corner and just chilling, that you just need to just stay calm. And the same goes for when you're in the corner, right? Like, I don't know what you were looking for necessarily. Maybe you were looking for throws, but all he did was DI you like 4 times in a row, right? You had so much health that you can take a throw or two. He never threw you really almost that entire match. You teched like 1 throw, but like if you have the life, take the throw, right? Wait for that DI. Right? If your opponent is going to DI you, and he has been, like this guy was, he's probably going to do it again. If you wait for that time, get the hit, right? Get the side switch, now he's in a terrible spot, right? Whatever it might be. So just sitting in the corner, and I don't know, like I said, if the thought process was maybe wait for, like, oh, I'm waiting to see if he throws me, or I'm trying to just block, or it was just panic, right? Because you didn't know what to do, that's fine. Like, I get it. But you need to be constantly aware of what your options can be, or like what your opponent is most likely to do based off of what they've already been doing, right? So yeah, I mean, like when it comes to Juri, I mean, I think overall your neutral is fine. Watching it from Akuma, right, and watching it against even the Ryu, right? It's just a matter of like when you're put in the defensive, you panic a lot. You jump. Right, you try to jump out, you're not sure what to do. Worst comes to worst, don't forget you have an EXDP, right? You have a really good EXDP if you need to get out of a situation. And what else? You can just block. You have parry also, you can try and go for a perfect parry. Right? If your opponent is never throwing you, go for perfect parries. If your opponent is just going ham and doing random stuff, slow the game down. Right? If you finally get away from him in a scramble, back up and just chill. focus on throwing out fireballs more often, especially if you want to slow down the game. If you got your opponent in the corner and you've got the pressure going, great. If your opponent is fighting back and like you're like at this distance, take a second, throw a fireball, then walk in, right? Then move in, right? Use something to cover yourself. And Juri has one of the best things that she like in the game to cover herself, which is her fireball. I hope this helps. I think in the Discord message you did talk about specifically like you jump a bit too much. I'm glad. I mean, it's nice to see that you're aware of it. So just keep that in mind. I think you're mostly doing okay. So don't stress too hard about how you're playing. Especially if now, since it seems like you're aware of your faults, just try to practice one thing at a time, right? Practice either throwing fireballs, like backing up and throwing fireballs, you know, just taking it slow, just blocking, right? Taking the throws, whatever it might be, right? Because I think in terms of combos, all that stuff, you're fine. I mean, I've said it a million times already. Your combos are great. Your conversions are solid, right? I don't have really any notes there.